Hello and welcome back to week 2. So this is going to be your first instructional video, and I'm going to go over the assignments for the week so that we have clear understanding of what's expected for each assignment with the directions, instructions, and things like that. And then what will be covered in the Zoom meetings and what you want to wait for to complete during those meetings rather than prior to. So the personality lab is where we're going to start. So these are the different assignments throughout the week. So the personality lab will be where we'll start, and then there'll be a personality discussion board, which I'll explain. Both of these are on Canvas. Your first Zoom meeting with me, Monday or Tuesday, depending on when I see you, is going to be covering the scientific method notes. So we'll be doing those notes during that meeting. So you want to either have a piece of paper and pencil ready, or have a Word or Google Doc open so that you're ready to take notes. Notes need to be completed in Cornell Note style, and that is within your syllabus. Making sure that you understand that that has to be done in that style in order to be graded. If you're not sure how to do Cornell Notes, I'll be explaining it briefly during the meeting, but you'll have another instructional video that you'll be looking for on my YouTube channel that talks about how to take notes in my class. So please reference that. And then for folding lab, this is going to be your first lab. We're going to be watching a Mythbusters video, so a short section of it. We'll be doing our first lab together in the Zoom meeting. So this will be our second meeting, so if I see you on Thursday or Friday. Now there'll be part A is going to be with me during the meeting, and you have to be attending that meeting in order to complete that lab. And then the folding lab part B questions are actually connected to these notes and then the lab. You can complete part B questions prior to that Zoom meeting. So again, it's up to you when you want to complete them. They will be due that day by 3 p.m. So if you want to be able to get ahead on that and complete the part B questions before we do part A during that Zoom meeting, then you're welcome to do so. Okay, but part A cannot be completed prior to. It needs to be done during the meeting when we're doing the lab together. And then you'll have an Edpuzzle scientific method video that will be integrated into Canvas. So it will be an assignment that will come up, and then it will take you to that Edpuzzle program, and you'll complete it through there. And that will be all integrated and set up for you, so you won't need to have to worry about that. All right, so let's go and start with the personality lab. All right, so the personality lab is going to be in your assignments, and I'm in my view, so it's going to look a little bit different. And it will be published when you guys see that on Monday and Tuesday. So you're going to start with part A, which is taking the test. You can't do anything else until you've done part A, which I'm going to show you now. So you'll click on this, and it'll come up with this link here. It's going to take you to a free personality test. Now, when you take the test, you want to answer as accurately as possible by being yourself. So there's no kind of right or wrong answer. What you do want to avoid is the neutral response, which this is here, because it's not going to give you much of an accurate read if you were to answer either in the agree or disagree category. So this is, again, strongly agree, kind of agree, strongly disagree, and then like kind of disagree. Okay, so those are the different levels. You want to avoid, again, the neutral as much as possible. And so keep going down, you'll do all these, and then you can click next. You can do this on the computer, you can do it on your phone. Okay, so it's fairly simple. It takes about, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes to complete it, so it doesn't take that long. Again, however, it's not a test. There's no rush, so go at basically your own pace. Okay, when you complete it, it will basically give you your personality type. These are the personality types. So there's the analysts here, the diplomats here, and they have a different color, so this is purple, green, sentinels in blue, explorers in gold. Okay, so there's different common characteristics that each category has. Some personality types mesh well, some don't. So there's different kind of ways of kind of getting to know other people by learning those personality types. This is going to be our last kind of getting to know you assignment. It is very, very useful to me. So I do this every year, regardless of it being distance learning or not, because there's a lot that I can gain by having you take this test and then giving me the results. So it's not just your personality in terms of what your likes and dislikes are, but it also tells me the way you think, the way you learn, who you work well with. So when I create groups and things like that, I keep all of these things in mind on what people are compatible working together. Okay, so once you finish with that, you go to part B. Now when you're answering, and this is going to be pretty consistent going forward, you always want to answer in a complete sentence. So if you just write one word answer here, what was your personality type? Let's say it was the entertainer, and you just write entertainer, you're not going to get credit for that question. So you want to make sure you're writing in a full complete sentence. Also, I want your answers to be put in a different color. So let's say I'm going to answer something here, and I don't want to overwrite it. So let's say I picked the defender. Okay, I have it in the pink color right now. But again, you can pick any color that you want. So it's up to you. Okay, so again, any color that you want. And then part C, so you're going to go through and answer these in complete sentences. Part C is you're going to go to the articles. Okay, these are some that I recommend, but you don't have to choose one of these. You can choose any. This is probably the easiest link to get to it. Okay, so there's different articles here. You can search different articles in different categories. You'll just read one. Then you'll answer these questions based on that, and that will conclude your lab portion of it. Okay, so it's A, B, and C will be the lab portion. We're going to go look at the personality discussion board now. So I'm going to show you how that works. It's not published, so we're going to see it in my version, not the student version, which will be slightly different. Hey, but there's one thing I do want to point out. So the personality, you've been randomized into different groups. There's about 4 to 5 people in a group, depending, maybe even 3, depending on how even the classes were. It should show you, if I see correctly the student view, it should just say you, whatever group that you fit into. And if it doesn't, if you're not sure, you can go to the people section, and it will tell you personality groups, who's in each group. So I can see here all the different groups, who's in which group. Okay, so you can find yourself there. So if you're not sure which group you're in and it's not showing up, then you can see. Now, when you're doing your discussion, these are the questions you're going to answer here. You need to create an original post before you can see anybody else's. So that's how I published it. So you can't read anybody else's before you make your first post. And this is what your first post will contain. And then your second post, you're going to answer this based on what you're seeing on that discussion board. Do not go down here and reply. Okay, this will be replying to the assignment instructions. You want to click on your group. So let's say if I go to group 1, and then you're going to reply down here, because you want to reply in your group section. So if I was in personality group 1, I'm replying down here in personality group 1. Okay, and you're going to write your text in here, and then you'll click post reply. You need to have 2 replies in order to get full credit. So you have 2 posts to have full credit. So post 1 and tell you exactly what I want in it, and then post 2. Now, if you give me one-word answers again, where it's just like, what is your personality? Number 1 was defender. Okay, that's not going to get you credit for that assignment. You need to write it out in complete sentences. Okay, so very important, so you're not losing points right off the bat. We're going to switch to the scientific method. Okay, so you're going to have your first notes in Zoom. Okay, so you want to have that ready. Folding lab part A is going to be in Zoom, so I'm going to show you folding lab part B questions real quick, and that will conclude what's happening for this week. So what are the assignments that are due? Okay, so you'll have this assignment posted. Part A, you need to complete with me during the Zoom meeting. Part B is going to be based on the notes, so these couple questions here. You want to, again, answer them in full sentences underneath. Okay, so just make some spaces, and I'm not going to edit this right now, but you'll make some spaces underneath and answer. Please answer in a different color so that I can see that it has been edited properly. Okay, so pick whatever color it is that you want when you're answering questions. And I want you to pretty much do that with any assignment, is to change the color so that I can see that it's been edited clearly. So you can do part B at any time. Anytime pretty much after we do the notes on the Monday and Tuesday when you see me. So if you want to do it during that class time, if you want to do it on like the Wednesday or prior to the class when I see you on Thursday and Friday, it's up to you. Okay, so that's kind of up to you when you want to do this one, but part A needs to be completed with me during that Zoom meeting on Thursday and Friday, depending on when I see you. All right, I hope we have a great week, and then I'll see you guys soon.